Shema, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. All right, Shalom, Akim, Zahab, Spirit, Way, and Judah of the GMS Mississippi Camp. Giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Wakakwadash. Also giving double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. All right. Go not after thy lust. All right. Sirach 18 and 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thy appetites. All right. And this is what the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai has been pushing out to the body. And you have to trust and believe that when you hear brothers do videos, whatever it may pertain to, that's the spirit and power and energy of Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all right, exhorting the body, man, strengthening the body, trimming the body. All right, when you watch these videos, you have to believe that this is Yahweh Shai speaking to you. All right. All right. So, and that's the point, you know. And, you know, I opened up the video with that introduction because it was on my spirit to do so. You know, nothing in particular. No reason in particular, okay? But go not after thy lust, because something that a brother has to do to overcome Babylon is have some type of self-control, man. All right? You have to know the nature of yourself. Your nature of yourself, human nature, has passions that's contrary to this word, man. All right? You know, it has passions that's contrary to your spirit, contrary to the Most High, you know? And this truth, you have to have some type of self-control, okay? You have to have some type of self-control in this truth because we are in Rome, okay? We are in Rome, okay? And in Rome, you have to have some type of self-control because Rome has a lot of parties, and Rome made whores out of these women. And one of the wiles of a whore is to sexually entice you, all right, for her monetary gain. That's her career. That's her job. But Rome made whores of all of these women, so they all sexually entice you, man. All right, you're supposed to elevate from the level of being sexually enticed over a big butt, but Saturday you're cursing out the same type of woman, okay? This is Romans 8 and 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. Hey, that's heavy, man. Hey, that's heavy. Because although we are in the flesh and you have to give to your flesh at intervals, okay? You have to give to your flesh because you're going to have a buildup and then you can't concentrate, all right? Then you're going to be pushed to get out of character, okay? But, you know, we don't walk after the flesh, we walk after the spirit. So meaning we're reading, we're doing videos, we're amongst the brotherhood, we're researching, we're feeding our spirit, okay? We don't walk after the flesh. 2/3 walk after the flesh, meaning they're going off pure instinct, man. Going off the American pattern, okay? So Romans 8 and 5 again. I'll start at verse 4. Romans 8 and 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So in this truth, we have to train ourselves every day not to be carnally minded, not to be carnally oriented, man, fleshly oriented, meaning that you act in every way of your life carnally, not just when it comes to sex, but when it comes to reactions and, you know, getting rubbed the wrong way in the world. Do you react as a nigga or do you react after the spirit, man? Do you follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, the admonitions in the Bibles that our forefathers wrote for us? Do you follow that? Or do you follow nigga culture's laws, statutes, and statutes and commandments on how to orient yourself and how to react to situations in Babylon, man? This is the valley of the shadow of death, man. So you have to be very careful when you're treading in Babylon, man. Okay? You have to be very careful, you see. All right, so one of the things that our forefathers taught us is to not go after our lust. Because, you watch the movie like The Matrix, and they show Neo, the lady in the red dress, and that's basically what got him killed in that little simulated room, okay? That's basically what got him killed, man. And that lady in the red dress represents Eve, man, okay? That lady in the red dress represents Eve, okay? So you have to get over Eve, man. All right? You have to get the scripture right quick. After lust. You basically, in a nutshell, have to get over Eve. All right? You can't expect every woman to like you because you like her, or you're sexually enticed by her, so she's supposed to be sexually enticed by you. She's already programmed to assess you a certain way and react based off that assessment of you, man. And it tells you in Proverbs that the woman is deprived of wisdom, so she don't see nothing but a regular guy, man. She don't see nothing but a degenerate or a peasant, because that's what she's been conditioned to see. So she's going to react off what she has been conditioned to see. So you can't make her see what you want her to see in you, because it's not happening, man. Okay? Sirach, or the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 18, verse 30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thy appetites. So as kings, man, there's a code to being a king. There's a code to royalty, you see? And one of those codes is self-control, man. The book of Sirach in the book of Proverbs teaches you self-control, man. Why do you think it's basically whole books dedicated to self-control? Because that comes along with the law, statutes, and commandments. And if you lose these little battles, when it comes to your flesh, then you're conditioning yourself to win to lose the wars and the big temptations when it comes to the flesh, man. All right, because after a while, you're not gonna care if this woman is married. You're not gonna want to ask that question because your flesh is already cleaved unto her, man. All right. So Ecclesiasticus 18:30. Go not after thy lust, but refrain thyself from thy appetites, man. All right. And you have to start taking heed to admonition, man. Quit getting mad because brothers will look at you a certain way or checking you, man. All right. This is what Yahweh Shai is telling brothers, man. Yahweh Shai is telling brothers November 2018 to stay your butt at the house, man. Yahweh Shai is telling brothers to put a muzzle on your damn ride, man. All right? Because when you go after your lust, it's like the drug game, man. You always see drug addicts get treated like crap, get treated like dirt, because you have something that they are a slave to. And once you have something that someone is a slave to, you have no respect for that person. So when it comes to the world and your lust and Eve, and she's half naked, or she knows that she has something, she possesses something that you are a slave to, she instantly has no respect for you, man. Just how they say in the world, you have to respect yourself to get respect, man. All right? And if you don't have no respect for yourself, meaning you allow yourself to be dominated by your damn drive, nobody is going to respect you, because you're going to be put in that same category as a thirsty nigga, man. All right? Men of the Lord have to have standards, man. All right? You see? And this is not to get on a particular brother, but there's a behavior pattern that's going on in Babylon, and we're not acting like we're men. I mean, we're asexual, we're stoics, or the Epicureans, man. All right, we're not those Grecians, those Hellenized jakes that adopted those stoic like principles. All right, you got a wife, deal with your woman. Okay, period, man. There are alternatives for handling your libido, man, that won't make you look like a damn fool, okay? All right, and that's pretty much the point that I was making. All right, and this is Sirach 9:6. Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thy inheritance. Because you have certain brothers, they get carried away with actual harlots, man. Okay, but on the flip side to it, the average woman has been brought down to the level of a harlot. So once you're going out in the world to those clubs and those parties, man, all right, and you're drinking and your passions are all over the place, man, you will lose your inheritance. And part of that inheritance is your position in this truth on the spiritual side, all right? And what can I back that up with? What can I back that up with? Sirach, I believe that's the 19th chapter. Sirach 19:2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent, man. So when you cleave to harlots, all right, and you know you have different levels of harlots. You have these false philosophies of harlots. But with this particular situation, it's literal liberal women. Women of Babylon, man. That's what I call it, the women of Babylon. When you cleave into the women of Babylon, man, when you constantly feed your flesh, what's the nature of your flesh is that it's never satisfied. So the more you feed your flesh, the weaker your spirit gets, man. All right? How much time do you spend, I say, at a party or at bars or at clubs versus the amount of time you spend in the word, man? That's the reality of feeding the good wolf versus the bad wolf, or the spirit versus the flesh, man. Because most of the time when you're out, you may be out, you might leave 10 o'clock, leave the house 10 o'clock, don't come home at 2 o'clock, that's 4 hours, okay? Don't come home at 3 o'clock, that's 5 hours. As opposed to how long have you been watching videos, man, you see? Or how long have you been reading, you see? So there's consequences to it. Where it is, you got brothers that's dealing with these little women, and then they'll get them pregnant. Now they don't want to deal with the consequences, man. That's not responsible. That's not our heritage, man. Okay? But the culprit of that is you was going off your lust. All right? But you still have to be a man to face the consequences of your actions, man. But, I'm not going to keep prolonging it. I think the point was made, man. Brothers have to get a hold of themselves, man, and deal with the reality at hand and deal with the situation at hand. But with that, I hope brothers are edified. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Ruach. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. To the next lesson, Shalom.